The ending of One Piece is going to suck. Now hear me out. Before you call me a One Piece hater, let me just tell you, I love One Piece. It's probably one of the best, if not the best manga ever written. And on top of that, I love the anime. It's in my top 10. But I do think the ending of One Piece, with all the hype that's built around it, there is no possible way that the GOAT, Oda himself, could potentially pull this off. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, to give you a brief history of my One Piece journey, I started watching One Piece a long time ago. In fact, I can tell you the exact episode where I transitioned over to the manga because the cliffhanger was absolutely absurd. And that was on episode 405. Now, if you don't know what episode that was the big episode where Kuma essentially separated all the Straw Hats. The time that we got to see the Straw Hats take a major L. And when that happened, when I was watching that episode live and I finally caught up to One Piece, I had to go read the manga because that cliffhanger, there is no way I was going to wait a whole week to find out what happened. But then, of course, after you read the manga, you are essentially going to catch up and you're going to have to wait weekly. And that's a whole other curse in itself, right? But yes, I've been reading One Piece since forever ago. I believe that episode came out like in 2009 or 2010. And ever since then, I've loved One Piece. I think it's the best one of the big three. And I've been keeping up with it ever since. I'm a huge One Piece fan. And that's where I think the issue lies, right? As to why the ending of One Piece is going to suck. I mean, think about it. One Piece has been around since 1997. And ever since then, right? Pirate King finding the One Piece, right? That's the whole premise of the show. Ever since episode 1. Just been building up what the One Piece is. And I honestly feel like once we get the reveal of what the actual One Piece is, that's where I think it's going to be extremely underwhelming. Because think about it once again. Imagine building up something for over 20 years that is going to be something out of this world amazing. And once you learn what it actually is, just trying to meet that expectations of 20 plus years, I don't think a lot of people can actually deliver on that. And while I do have the biggest of hope for Oda to actually be able to deliver on this, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think once we learn what the actual One Piece is, at least for me, it's probably going to be underwhelming. I'm probably going to still love the ending of One Piece because, again, I've been reading this thing since like 2009. And not once have I been thinking like, this is getting old. I'm not liking One Piece anymore. Because every time that One Piece just keeps going, we get new information, new reveals, new character introductions. It's just absolutely insane at how good Oda is at writing One Piece. I mean, just with the latest arc that we're going through in the manga, what they're doing with Kuma, I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but 10 out of 10, right? Anyways, I really am super excited about One Piece and where it's going, but I'm just kind of worried that the ending is going to be probably the biggest controversial ending of all anime and manga history. Like when you think back as to what happened with Attack on Titan, that's not even going to be a speck of dust compared to what's going to happen with One Piece. So let's talk about that, because I definitely do think once the ending is revealed, once we learn what the One Piece is and the whole conclusion of the story is done, there's definitely going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of arguments about if the ending is good, if the ending is bad, if it was mediocre, so on and so on. I think I'm going to be in the camp where I think the ending is good, but the reveal is just underwhelming. But then of course there's going to be the One Piece haters that no matter what it is, even if it's the greatest ending of all time, they're going to hate on it because, I mean, it's anime, it's manga, right? The haters are going to hate no matter what. Then of course it's going to be the camp of people that actually think that the ending was bad or they didn't like it. And it's going to be a literal storm. We're going to have a Marineford in real life when it comes to the ending of One Piece. Now, of course, I read a lot of theories about what the One Piece could potentially is. I mean, I spent a lot of time on Reddit just going through everybody's different theories. Now, me personally, my favorite one is the red line theory, right? Where essentially the One Piece is some sort of weapon that could destroy the red line and essentially uniting all four seas, aka creating all blue, Sanji's mission in life, right? Finding the all blue. That will make a lot of sense, at least to me. There's also other popular theories, like for example, I read one that I honestly liked, that essentially the key to the One Piece is the Straw Hat. Now, the Straw Hat, of course, being the most iconic thing about One Piece, and one of the reasons why whenever Roger made it to Laugh Tale, he started laughing because he knew he needed the Straw Hat, and at that time, Shanks had the Straw Hat, right? So it's kind of like a really big ironic moment, and boom, that's why he started laughing, right? But yes, I do think there's millions of theories out there. I don't know what it could personally be, but if it's the power of friendship, that's definitely going to be the biggest disappointing ending for me. I still think I'm gonna like the ending, but if they tell me that the One Piece is the friendship we made along the way, yeah, there's going to be a storm, right? Now, I believe Oda has come out on record saying that the One Piece is not the power of friendship. Now, I don't know if that interview is actually true, but even if it is, I mean, you can actually take it back to the Wano arc, spoilers for the Wano arc. He did say in an interview as well that he would be disappointed and that he wouldn't like to just end the arc with a really, really big punch. And that's essentially how the arc ended, right? With Luffy throwing the biggest punch in anime history and defeating Kaido. So again, it's one of those things that Oda might have an idea as to how he's going to end One Piece. He probably has the ending already written, and you just never know what could happen, right? It could be the power of friendship. He could change his heart about what the One Piece actually is. And if it's the power of friendship, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's not going to be tears of joy. But again, we gotta wait. I do have hope that Oda is actually going to deliver a top tier ending with, of course, a top tier reveal of what the One Piece is. But I just believe that with over 20 years of anticipation, with 20 years building up the hype of what the One Piece actually is, I just don't think there's any man alive in the history of mankind that can write such a story and actually deliver on that much anticipation, right? Like, imagine just thinking about you're going to get like a big present 20 years from now, and it turns out to be something that no matter how great it is, no matter how much history it has, it just cannot live to that level of expectations. And that's where I think I'm at, right? But we're gonna have to wait and see, right? Either way, go with it right now. Oda, the top tier, probably the best manga ever. Yeah, he's doing some great things with the manga currently. I'm super happy with what the story is going, and I'm going to keep reading week to week. I've been reading since 2009, and I'm going to keep reading until it ends. Either way, One Piece is here to stay. One Piece is the greatest thing ever, and if you don't like it, well, you should probably read it. You might enjoy it. Anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the One Piece. Is it going to be good? Is Oda going to deliver on this? Or if it's actually going to be, one of those things where he cannot land the plane, right? The final landing, he just gonna miss a little bit, right? But either way, we have been living through this journey since 1997. Probably will never ever be done again because One Piece is one of a kind. But let me know what you think. And like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Boom.